Welcome to the B&B. Please enjoy your stay. I'm Bone.
And I'm Ben.
Benjamin, you don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Nope, I have absolutely no idea.
Have you ever heard of the SCP Foundation?
Unless it's something that like donates to PBS when they say thank you for the viewer, thank you
uh,
and foundation. I don't know.
Not quite. It's kind of a do you believe in like lizard people or
I
um
have heard of these things.
aliens? You
I'm not currently a convert to the lizard people belief, but I do know what lizard the whole idea is of lizard people.
uh-huh.
I'm familiar.
Well, this is a spooky, scary episode. It's
Ooh.
fictional. Don't worry, it's not a real conspiracy.
Oh,
I'll
do we have
make
to
that
put the
very clear.
disclaimer
Yeah,
that
disclaimer. Hey, no, like seriously, guys, this isn't real. Don't be stupid. It's not real. So the SCPs are entities. I guess they could be like objects or places, even. Usually they're creatures a lot of time, and they
Hmm.
have these anomalous properties. You could call it like supernatural, but usually like a creepy pasta level of like spooky.
Oh.
Sometimes it doesn't hurt or help. Very rarely it helps, but they're always fascinating. Um, and the SCP Foundation is a shadowy, bigger than government, super secret organization that contains these SCPs. And SCP stands for special containment procedure, and then like the slogan is secure, contain, protect. And well, to tell you about like the origin, so you know 4chan, right? I say I go on there a lot.
Hmm?
You're more
Yeah.
of a Reddit man yourself. Uh,
Yes, tis true.
so 4chan's divided up into all these different boards, right? There's video games, nature, automobiles, anime, film, all of it. And there's one called X, which is paranormal. And one day a dude just drops what looks like text from like an official document, and it's just a post. It's a creative post. It's not a real leak, people. It's not a real
Creative
government leak.
post
Come on, guys.
of yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it just goes straight and has this picture of this freaky looking uh, concrete statue that's covered that seems to have like blood or feces or something creepy like that on it. And the text in the post is like special containment procedure SCP-173, and it talks about how to contain this weird looking statue, and then it describes what it is, and it's a statue covered in like bodily fluids, and
Oh
if you're
God.
looking at it, it doesn't move at all, and the picture shows it looking at a wall like away from the camera. But if you blink, it'll it moves whenever it's not being looked at. So when you blink, it moves extremely quickly, and it'll snap the neck of anybody in the room with it. It's extremely hostile and it's sentient. Let me get the picture for you.
Ooh.
It's pretty spooky, but in reality, it was a sculpture of this Japanese guy, and someone saw it, said that looks creepy as hell. I'm gonna post it on Paranormal, and here we go. I'm giving you the image now.
And they made the whole story backstory.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was.
God. What? What?
I know, it looks creepy as hell, doesn't it?
Oh
That's what
my
I
God.
said.
That looks like I don't even know, like a mixture between like a peanut, an alien, and a baby with like a bullet shot through its head.
It does,
I don't
doesn't
even
it?
know.
It's got a little green in there in the face as well. Don't know
Yeah,
what
its
that is.
eyes are
I
like
can't
bug
tell if the
eyes.
green stuff or the black stuff is its eyes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of looks like it's pooped its diaper a little bit down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it to the Japanese, am I right?
Ugh.
But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
of
just
course.
it was just some surreal Japanese artist who made that. And so they
Modern art, Alex. Modern art.
modern art, am I right? Yeah. And so he made that. So he saw it, thought it was cool, dropped a post, pretended it's like a fan fiction kind of. He
Right, right.
pretended it was like a real dangerous object. And people freaking loved it, man. They said this is spooky, this is scary, this is because it seems so official, like it's real life. So
Right.
some people went, I'll make SCP-174, and they make that, and they go, I'll make
And it turned into a
SCP-172.
movement. Oh,
It
I
kind of
can
turned
see
into
it.
a movement. Yeah, they had a
Yeah.
general for a while. got super popular, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's make our own wiki. Let's use a wiki site. So they make the SCP Foundation. It's called www.scp-wiki.net. And so it was good going there for a little bit, nice community. But there's an explosion of popularity due to something I'll talk about in a minute. And now there's like 4,000 SCPs. Each of them are special, like individual little documents detailing how to contain them and what they are. And they're
Oh,
great little bite-sized readings. It's fascinating. They've made this entire little universe with different political groups and
oh wow.
shadowy organizations, and even the hierarchy, I guess, the class of the different classes of people in the facilities are documented. So just to give you
Hmm.
an idea of a general SCP document, it'll show a picture of some sort. Usually it's just some dude gleaned it online, and then it'll talk about the containment procedure, what it is, and experiments done to it, and as well as any recordings and stuff. And the foundation is split between like about 4 or 5 different I guess occupations. So there's the D class personnel, which are felons, people convicted by the government for something really
Wait,
bad. And
wait, what are they doing with all of this?
you know what? Take a guess, Benjamin.
Are are they just like the grunts, the red shirts sent in to deal with them?
Absolutely yes. They're
Oh
they
my, I
they're
knew it.
they
Ah.
they they're like inmates, and they're told after a month of work here in this top secret facility, you'll be absolved of any felonies. You'll be let go for free, and
Oh
there's
my
no way you're gonna
god.
live through it, man. You're dead if you're D class. Like it
Oh
sucks.
yeah.
Um, and the reason they're all like felons is so that everyone working with them
So
doesn't
nobody
feel bad
cares.
when they die.
Yeah.
They're more
Yeah.
likely, and it's like really, really fucked up what they put them through. It's like really messed up.
Ugh.
Speaking of, there's also scientists who do exactly what you think they do. You know, they study the SCPs. Try to sometimes they make beneficial products from them, but most of the time it's just researching how to contain them because you have no idea what an SCP is going to be. Every page you open is new. It's really cool.
You know,
There's yeah,
uh, this is sort of reminding me. I don't know if you saw it as a kid, but in Cartoon Network there was a TV show, and it had they were called cryptids, I think.
cryptids. Let me look this
Yeah,
up.
yeah. There was. I don't remember exactly what the name of it was, but it would come on right before, um, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, which I would watch every
I
Friday.
know. Oh my God, it's Secret Saturdays. Is that
Yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
is?
That's what
Yeah.
it's called. Yeah, yeah. And they would catch these. They're like cr- creatures, right? Sort of like Loch Ness monster, abominable snowman type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're all based off legends. And then the Secret Saturdays would like try to catch them or whatever. I don't know why. It's just sort of reminding me of that.
This is a non-Cartoon Network version
Yeah,
of Secret Saturday. Yeah,
yeah. If
man.
they put the one of the picture you just showed me on that show, like I feel like kids would just cry, break down and cry.
Yeah, yeah. It's much darker than Secret Saturdays,
Yeah,
but it's got the same kind of thing. There's a lot based in myth, and
yeah,
there are like it's not just like straight up all dark, sad, end of the world is in every story. I mean, there's
yeah.
really cool, happy ones too, or
I
funny. They
bet.
have funny ones.
Is
Yeah.
there like some one that's like adorable? There's got to be.
Oh, there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Okay.
The
There we go.
grand
I knew
majority
it.
of them are like kind of grimdark, but there's a
Yeah.
bunch of them that are just nice.
Are
Just
there
make
any
you
of
happy.
a lot of these seem more or less? I don't want to use the term random, but more like less inspired. Like this one that was just a random, piece of art that they saw.
Yeah.
Are there any of these that are like based off of existing legends or
Oh,
anything that
there's
you've seen?
tons. Lots of biblical. There's a couple biblical ones. There's lots in like Japanese folklore.
Ah.
Actually, I think there's some in like Hinduism or something crazy like that.
Oh snap.
There's any like fable, like creepy
Right. Right.
German fairy tales. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
there's tons in those. But most of them are original like ideas, and we're gonna read
I
some
like both.
choice.
Yeah.
We're gonna read some choice SCPs that I picked out
Oh
that are pretty
god.
fascinating. Yeah, but yeah, it varies greatly. You have no idea what you're gonna get next. But again, let me tell you, it's fictional. It's not real. If you stumble across across a site, it's not a government leak. It's just the format of the site. It's suspension of disbelief.
I don't know, Alex. You're having to stress this quite a bit.
I'm not
Are you are
talking.
you are you not sure that it might actually be out there? You know,
I
just
am
just
neither
the chance.
confirming or denying the existence of SCP Foundation. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yeah, anyway, besides the scientists, there's also task force members sent to go secure them, the SCPs and guard them. There's a shadowy Omni 5 Council or O5 Council or whatever, which is like the top 10 people in charge or something. And then there's the ethics committee, which is kind of a joke, but you know.
Yeah, it sounds like with the stuff they're putting them through, I feel like they're not doing it. Maybe they're finding ways to break ethics.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, man. It never
oh
said it
shit.
was
Yeah,
keeping
yeah,
ethics committee, am I
yeah.
right?
They didn't say like what they did with ethics. You know.
It's actually pretty interesting. They made and I guess the kind of backstory of the universe or whatever it's set in. Um, Maybe this universe, who knows?
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
they have a couple like, of course it can't be secret forever with all this crazy stuff running around, 4,000 so far, and there's some like other organizations with different philosophies regarding how to treat SCPs, you know, or
Right.
oh, are they gift from Mother Earth, or do we just burn them all, you know? But the Foundation's purpose is to catch them and contain them without destroying them unless it's necessary. Actually, there's a choice SCP I'm gonna read that's about that. But
Ooh.
so yeah, it's pretty great, and one of the reasons it exploded in popularity is because they came out with a game, Benjamin. I
Oh
know
my
it's
God. Really?
yeah, it's
Hey.
horrifying. It's I know it's like a wiki, but you know it's got so dang popular that someone made a little indie game called SCP Containment Breach, where you play as a D-class personnel at a ground zero of a containment breach, where pretty much every SCP gets out.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
what do you think of that?
I think that 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 D class criminal is screwed. He's gone. Goner.
Yeah, it'll seem more scary once you read a couple because you realize that there's like the game is great in terms of horror because you feel like you're in the middle of like a meltdown situation and you have no idea what is going to hit you next because not every SCP is like murderous. Sometimes they're just scary looking, but you know nothing.
Yeah.
But you have no idea what the hell picking up these 3D glasses and putting them on. Are you gonna is your head gonna explode or something?
Yeah.
That creepy. You start with SCP-173 with a statue. They're doing a test with you and two other inmates, or they shove you into the room with SCP-173 and then say, yeah, two of you keep eye contact at all times, and then it melts down from there. But
So wait, Alex,
yeah,
how many of the total SCPs um in existence or that we know of um are in the game? Like all of them?
I'd say about I don't know, somewhere between a dozen and 2 dozen, probably like
Yeah,
15,
that's what I would think with the
16, and I don't. It's hard to tell because some of them are like really active threats, like the
yeah.
old man that chases you through the walls and puts you in like a shadow dimension, and
Oh man.
other ones are like not nearly as threatening, like this spool of yarn with eyes that blast Beethoven at like 140 decibels. It's
What?
yeah, no, we're gonna read some. Don't
Okay.
don't worry.
Okay.
Um, there's also I teased you about this before we turned on the mic, but there's a teddy bear. There's
Mhm.
one that's like a normal teddy bear that's very mischievous, can escape all the time, and there's another version that's made out of human ears. And
Oh.
if you get within 5 meters of it, it screams, and then ears start growing on every inch of your body, and then you die because you are ears.
Yeah. You are what you hear, I guess.
Oh,
I
Benjamin.
don't know.
So that's fascinating. Game is great. And recently there's been another small explosion in popularity because a couple YouTubers, um, the one I know is like Kraken, picked up this new game called SCP Secret Laboratory, which is basically a straight rip of Containment Breach, but
Yeah.
they altered it so that it's multiplayer and it's kind of like very long rounds, and you can play as a D class stuck in the middle of it, scientist stuck in the middle of it. You can be a task force sent to go eliminate D class witnesses as well as SCPs, or you can be an SCP. Uh, some of the famous SCPs, namely from Containment Breach, but it's fascinating because
Yeah.
the single player one, it had a lot of time put into it, and it's very, even though it's like could run on a toaster, like there's a 16-bit option.
Oh, so I
Uh,
could play
yeah, dude. Yeah, I fully recommend it, even on your like little jalopy of a computer.
Yeah, I'm on my seventh hamster.
Yeah. Um, the multiplayer does a great, so the single player is great in like the isolation, actually scary, like, oh my God, I just crapped my pants feeling. While the secret laboratory is great for simulating like the chaos of a containment breach, and it's really hilarious, by the way. It's a blast. Besides that, there's also a small animated series by this guy called Lord Bung on YouTube.
What?
Lord Bung.
Dang,
That's
yeah.
Bung, and it's kind of like a lighter comedic um, little mini series about this SCP. It's this guy where if he dies, he just pops right back into existence where he last died. So that keeps it the comedy lighter. And he's a D class personnel that's extremely valuable because he can't really die,
Yeah.
and so that's pretty funny. It's kind of a dark comedy. I mean, when they talk about his backstory, they found him in a car full of dead babies because his mom left
Oh.
him in a hot car.
Oh God.
It's okay, just talk about it. I know all of this seems like really fucked up. I understand,
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
it's all really fascinating, and there's a bunch of there's also a bunch of lighter articles and stuff. It's
Oh
crazy
yeah.
good. In my opinion, I think anyone would think that it's one of the most successfully creative and just a quality wiki site, and it's an
Yeah.
achievement in that because I don't think any other type of format would work to make the SCP Foundation seem so sprawling and huge and official if it
Right.
wasn't a kind of community project, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I thought of a question.
Oh yeah,
So,
hit me with a
so
question as soon as you get it, because right now
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Alex Bone lecture mode.
Oh no, it's fascinating. But what I was thinking is, so how how would one go about discovering a new one of these SCPs and
Ah,
introducing it to the rest of humanity?
I know exactly what you mean, Benjamin. Wink, wink.
Wink,
Um,
wink.
so originally the quality control was trash because there's no one. You just submit whatever the hell you want.
I know people were just posting SCPs that didn't really exist.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah. Come on, guys. It's a matter of safety here.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you now there's like a submission process where you follow this format regarding like the item number, uh, like everything I described, and then
Hmm.
you submit it, and then you get turned down like 10 times probably because they have really good quality control now. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they do it constantly, like everyone's just releasing them whenever they can, approving them whenever, but it's they organize it in these seriouses of 1,000, so maybe they release 1,000 all at once or something crazy like that.
Holy cow.
I don't
It's
know.
like
Yeah,
Netflix on steroids.
yeah, yeah, really. Nightmarish version. There's four seriouses, so it goes from SCP-001 to SCP-3999. So if you need to kill time, it's right here for you. I've
Yeah.
I've only hit about like I've hit like the 500 mark. I'm more interested
Are
in
you going through them in
periphery
order?
material. Yeah, dude. There's also like the first couple hundred are definitely the most fascinating ones.
Yeah.
It's not like any of the other ones are boring, but those are like the really, I guess you could say, iconic ones, as
Yeah. They're
cliched as that word.
trailblazing there.
They
Yeah.
really did trailblaze. I'm guessing the guy who did the first post probably thought 173 sounded like a big number, but I don't think he realized how big it would get.
Yeah. Dang.
Anon out there, wherever you are, thank you, dude. Thank you. But yeah, I know you're a huge nerd, Benjamin. I'm a huge nerd. You'd love this
Yeah.
stuff. It's right up your alley, if especially like a Halloween kind of
Mhm.
episode deal. But
Ooh. Yeah.
want me to list some SCPs for you? I got a little list here.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, so SCP 55055. What it is? Well, we don't know what it is because it's an anti-meme, like a self-keeping secret. Some SCPs have I guess you'd say mimetic qualities where it affects the mind. And what it is, when you're looking at it, you know what it is, you can see it. But as soon as you like leave it, you look away or whatever, you forget what it is. So you can only
Oh
describe it
no.
by what it is not. And they
That
have
is.
like transcripts. They have a very funny transcript where it's like, I'm going to ask you about number 55. And he goes, number what? SCP-55, the thing you just looked at. And he's like, what are you talking about, man? And then the doctor goes to examine it and he comes back and they both get confused. It's very funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's pretty
Wow.
fascinating, right?
That is fascinating.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
But
That is scary. Yeah, because that's like the best defense mechanism. You would
I,
just never know.
I know, right? In
Yeah.
the notes they say we have no idea if this has slaughtered thousands of people or just has not hurt anybody because it keeps itself a
Because you would
secret.
never know. Yeah.
It reminds me of there's another SCP I don't have up. I don't know the number of it, but if you write about it or talk about it out loud, uh-oh, Benjamin, uh, then this freaky bipedal looking monster thing, I guess, kind of comes out of nowhere. It goes right through the walls and stuff, and it'll take you somewhere. We don't know where, but
Oh,
the entire document is just graphic. It's graphics
because
of
they
like
can't write about it.
because they can't write or talk about it.
Oh,
So it's just
so
pictures
Alex.
with like a piece of paper with a cancel sign
Oh
over it.
my
So
God.
Benjamin, run.
I'm running. No,
For the rest of this episode, we'll be on a
forever.
jog. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, so I see how you conveniently forgot to know what number it is or to describe it with its name.
I don't know. What were we talking about before that one?
I don't know. Did we do? I thought that was the first one we did, Alex. I
What
don't.
was that? I
Mm,
just
I don't.
sorry, I forgot. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
next one is this is a pretty lighthearted
The
one.
second one we're doing, right?
Second one, yes, the second one we're
Yeah, the
doing.
second one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. SCP-1171.
Ooh.
So this is a later one, and it's so you know when condensation is on the window and you can write on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So this is something where you can communicate intradimensionally with some sort of entity. I don't know. It's like an alien thing. I don't know. And the thing is, so what you do, you write on the window, like hello, and then it will fog over, and then later you'll see a reply where he goes, oh, hey. So you can communicate with this extra dimensional being. But the thing
Texting.
is, yeah, it's like a text through window moisture. But the thing is, it's like super racist towards humans.
Oh God.
But also the thing is, it doesn't realize that we're human when we talk to it. And
Uh,
yeah, it's funny. So the first time they say it says, here's a transcript. They see text on it. It says, carbon-based monkeys go home. And they say, oh, hello. And then they go into a conversation. And oh, is there no one else there? And it goes, mostly just a bunch of gametes and carbon lovers. Can't hardly stand any of that politically correct crap.
oh God.
Yeah. And it says, and then they go, really? Wow, tell us about humans. And it says, oh, they're the worst. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a racist or anything. Some of my best friends are human. But if they're just as good as us, why do they need skin? Am I right?
Oh my God.
Describe yourself. Oh, pretty average. 7 tendrils tall, brown carapace, green bioluminescence, blue eyes. You? And we don't let them know that that we're human.
Human. Wait. So, yeah. What do they pretend to be?
They just
They're
they
like,
don't
oh, I'm 4 tendrils tall.
Oh yeah, actually, let me. I just closed it because I was moving on, but let me put that
I'm
up real quick
curious. Yeah, how
because
did
because
they
it,
keep up?
it it asks what we're like.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. They come in, they take our jobs. He's carbon based. Um, yeah, you. Oh yeah, they say yeah. After it says that, it says blue eyes. You, and he goes same.
Oh yeah, because that would be the best thing. You have to because you can't say something new in case it's wrong.
Yeah. And of
Yeah.
course, eventually they have to reveal who they are. So it says, "Who are you?" It's like, "My name's John Doe. I am a human." And he goes, "Oh, I didn't know Doc knew any humans, because it's not the same person."
Yeah.
And he says, "No, no, no. It's about time Doc got some human friends. Great to see that he's meeting new people. Your skin nice and flexible. Inside's full of fluids." And he says, "Doc, Doc, are you there? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you know there's a human in your house? Well, I had some words with him. He was a bit lippy, but I put him in his place." I don't
Oh
know.
my.
It's great. You can read the
Wow.
full transcript.
So they still don't know what he looks like. They
No,
just
they got him hoodwinked.
yeah.
But that's
If
a
it even is a him, who knows?
Zer. They got Zim hoodwinked.
Yes.
uh, so that's a pretty lighthearted one. Here's an interesting one. SCP-294. It is a vending machine with it has like a picture of a couple cups on the top of it that look like they're filled with coffee. But it has a keyboard on it, and what you do, you type in what you want a cup of, and then it dispenses it. And it can
No matter
dispense
what.
anything.
Oh,
Yes, anything. Um, I mean, if you want a cup of coffee, that's fine. If you want a cup of antimatter, you can get that. Um, Someone asked for a cup of music, and there's a clear, sparkling fluid that tasted vaguely alcoholic. And when he drank it, he said he could feel a rhythm. Let's see.
oh wow.
Oh, there's the perfect drink. So it dispensed an odorless lavender liquid. And after he drank it, he went into shock and then later committed suicide because he said, "I'm sorry,
Because
but
he
at
would
this point, everything's just one big letdown."
never. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. There a cup of gold. It was molten gold. I'm sure that hurt whoever picked it up, but
Yeah.
they
You
got tons of
could get
stuff.
the you get like you could ask for a poison that there's like no antidote to, and then
Yeah, dude.
use that.
Most potent poison.
Yeah. Is there like a limit to how much you can use it?
I don't know. Let me. I could read through a description. Um, I did everything.
You
They
get
tested
three
a ton.
wishes.
There's a ton of tests in here. It's after approximately 50 uses, the machine does not respond to further requests, and then after about 90 minutes, it seems to have restocked itself. Yeah, yeah. So you could abuse that. I know it's in the game, by the way, SCP Containment Breach, and
Yeah.
you can kill yourself like 10 different ways by asking for the wrong thing. You can drink lava. Good job, you freaking idiot. There's that antimatter I talked about. If you type in antimatter, there's just a black hole. You're dead.
Yeah.
Cool stuff like that. But there's a ton more on there. I'd read it, but we'd be here all day.
Right. Right.
Here's one that's really famous in the community, SCP-682, and it's a lizard type of creature, except it adapts rapidly to anything that harms it, and it can subsist on organic and non-organic material. So it's basically invincible and cannot be killed, and it grows stronger every time something tries to kill it. There's like a million little crossovers of like other SCPs interacting with it because we're trying to freaking kill this lizard.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of memey. I'm not a big fan of it, but I feel
Wait,
like it should be
Alex.
mentioned. Yeah.
This raises the question. So if you have SCPs, they were trying to kill it. Interact with other ones. Is that like I don't know, Pokemon, Alex? If you're having SCPs fight
Oh,
other SCPs,
of course. Oh
is
my
it not
God, that would
you?
be a great game. I
Yeah,
would,
you
I would
just summon
so
your
play an SC. You
SCP.
could catch SCPs. You could.
Yeah,
Oh, well, you would contain the SCPs in a
yeah. You
Pokeball.
contain them and then use them to fight other SCPs.
Secure, contain, Pokemon. That is a great idea. What the heck,
I
man?
know that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just saying they're trying to use it to kill the other, I don't know. I think you could have SCPs attack other SCPs and like use them to fight.
173 used. Neck snap.
Oh god.
Wow. Yeah,
You
that's
can use
great.
the vending machine. You're just like, I summon
I need
whatever
I
so
need a
bad.
hyper potion right now. God, please. What do you think hyper potion tastes like?
I don't know, like pure testosterone, something.
I
I
was
don't know.
thinking like I was thinking some sort of like extremely fruity drink, but pure testosterone will probably get you pumped up.
Why not both? Por qué no los dos?
Oh yeah, we throw a party.
Yeah, you
Uh,
just
I mean,
fruity and testosterone.
what about like a health potion in like Legend of Zelda or something
I
or
bet it tastes like mud.
mud? I mean, look at it. It's like a deep red. It looks like like it's just pure candy dye or something. I bet it would taste like extremely
I still think it's probably
potent
thick.
cherry. Thick.
A thick. Oh, Alex, a thick cherry. You know, like the liquid you would take as a kid if you had like a
Yeah,
like that.
it's just like that because it's medicine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What about a
That's
mana
what it is.
potion, the blue version? I'm
Ooh.
thinking extreme cotton candy.
You know what? I was actually just thinking cotton candy. Dead serious.
Great minds, Benjamin. Great
Yes,
minds.
cotton candy. Agreed. Solved.
All
The
right.
court has determined it tastes like cotton candy.
Oh man, I would love that. Okay, next SCP. This one is a camera. It's a really light-hearted one again. And when you take a picture of something, instead of showing, the thing you took a picture of, it shows what the subject would rather be doing at the moment. So
Ooh.
yeah, so that has great potential. They use it
Oh,
on
yeah.
people. They use it on SCPs. It's very humorous. It's very funny. Um,
Oh, that could turn so meta if you're using it on another SCP that has.
yeah, dude.
Oh,
There's
dang.
there's extended test logs on the page, just so you can like see some several standard white lab mice. They just take a picture and it shows them all eating, mating, or both. So it's just pure animal, like whatever.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Um, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, Alex,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that reminded me of what R.L. Stein, Goosebumps. There was
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps about a camera, and it was like if you take a picture of it, whoever you take a picture of would die.
Oh my God. The real SCP
The real
Foundation.
SCP.
The original foundation was R.L.
Yeah.
Stein. It was founded by R.L. Stein.
Yep. That camera is the proud papa of this SCP.
Oh my God. What other Goosebumps books? I can't remember any.
I actually got so scared I stopped reading them.
Really? I
I
was
was so
so into
bad.
that. I was
No, I was
so
into them
deep
because
into that.
everyone else was.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I have to check it out. You know, everyone else is checking this out. They must be good. And I'd read them and I'd get terrified and I'd just be like,
Aw, poor
I
little
don't know.
Benjamin.
I know.
Aw.
But I still finished at least five, I think. But I couldn't make myself read anymore because I was just like, I would buy them too. I would buy them, I'd check them out, but I just would not finish because I'd be like, I don't know. They just made me feel.
Aw, Benjamin. I super dug that. So good. I
Oh,
don't
the
know.
ones
It
I
kind
read I
of
liked. They creep me out, man.
yeah. It's funny because when I was little, Griffin and Dad and Griffin's my brother in the audience. They would play like Metal Gear, the
Hmm.
Metal Gear Solid 1 specifically, the first 3D one, and I was so scared because that game is creepy, man. It
Hmm.
has like it's like they got the creepy PS1. Uh, Everything looks like it's moving because the anti-aliasing is like so bad, and it's
Yeah.
really dark with a render distance of like minimum, and it's silent in some places, and it's got like your guy's little breath poofing in and out, and it's like a stealth game, so there's tension. I was
Yeah.
horrified. I could barely watch him play it, but
Yeah,
now
Alex,
I'm like,
you're
whatever.
talking. Yeah, you're talking to the guy that when he had Luigi's Mansion, he would just sit there in the main lobby and would not walk through the
You
door.
never told me that, really?
Yeah, I when I was a kid and I got the game, I would not walk into the next room because there
Oh,
was ghosts in there. So I'm dead
Benji.
serious. I spent an hour like I would spend hours just sitting there in the main lobby, and then I would like work. I would like finally decide I was gonna walk through the door,
Good.
and I walked through the door, and then I like immediately went back back outside, and I was like, I can't
Oh,
do it. I can't do it.
it's just so funny that you like stood there with the game, wait, like in the lobby, trying to hype yourself up. Like you didn't put it
Yeah,
down and come back later. Like you're
no,
sitting there
no,
in the
I
game.
was doing it. I remember, and I would like mess with all the things. I figured out all the tricks, like where
Uh,
you like scan the mirror and then it like takes you back to the room or whatever. Like I learned all those things just from spending time. But no, I would wait for my dad, and then my dad would play it, and I'd watch him play it. That
yeah,
was my
seriously.
experience until I rebought the game and then
L-
played.
Well,
Yeah,
later, Last of Us, Griffin played through it. He was very impressed by the game, but occasionally at a clicker part, he would either get super creeped out or it would get too hard, and then he would ask his
yeah,
little brother to cover for him, which I thought was horribly ironic considering what I
yeah.
was like when I was little.
Right.
So student becomes a
You beat
master,
the
you know.
master. Oh, yep, yep.
Hey, look at us go,
Yeah,
Jinx.
I know. I
Yummy
was
soda.
literally, yeah.
Anyway, there's also a giant list of the camera being tested on other SCPs. So we're gonna come
Ooh,
back after the other ones we read. I think we got like
right.
10 more or something. But
Yeah.
so this one is about those organizations I was talking about. It's SCP-1609, and what it is a chair, and it's creepy looking. It's got like the top part of it looks like it's a human head, and then the arms of the chair are literally arms. And so it looks
Hmm.
creepy as hell, but what happens is when it's in the vicinity and someone needs to sit down, like they're standing up for a while, it'll
Hmm.
teleport behind them and they'll be like, oh, there's a chair. And you just sit in it. It's totally harmless. But what happened was a rival organization called the Global Occult Coalition.
Oh no.
It's not that well recognized, but they have a scorched earth policy, destroy everything. And so they saw that chair and they threw it in a wood chipper. And then it became really harmful. So it teleported into people as a bunch of little wood scraps
Oh,
and gave
splinters. Yeah.
splintered to death, Benjamin.
Oh,
I
death
could
by a thousand cuts. Yeah.
I need to go to a hospital when I get a splinter at all. I'd hate to die
Yeah.
by it. But
Ugh.
so now it's kept in a I think a little let's see, where is it kept? Oh, a flower bed. It's kept on a flower bed, a very well kept flower
Hmm.
bed, and it's just the remains of the chair. And they keep it docile, like they really careful when they approach it, all that stuff, but they keep it happy. But yeah, isn't that sad? It
Yeah,
just
that was
wanted to
so
help you sit
mean.
down.
Yeah, that was so mean.
Yeah.
Like
It's,
I almost feel like it's sort of justified.
yeah, really. And guess what? If you take a picture of it with the camera, guess what it is? It's
Helping people.
reassembled and being sat in
Uh,
by the person taking the
yeah.
picture. Oh,
Aw.
I feel so
See,
bad.
I knew there was an adorable one. That one's adorable. I
That
give it
one's
my stamp.
adorable. It is. Here's an interesting one. So you remember the vending machine, right, Benjamin?
Um, yes.
Yeah, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this is similar in terms of like the wild stuff. Like there's a ton of tests on it because it's so open to like, writing more about it. It's a clockwork device. It's got like an input little booth and an output booth. And in the middle there's a dial and it has um, a coarse setting, a rough setting, a 1-to-1 ratio setting, a fine setting, and a very fine setting. So think of it from like broken down to its basics to improved extremely so. And when you put something in the input and then choose a setting, it'll output it to something it was set to. So if it's a 1-to-1 ratio and I put in an Adidas shoe, it'll come out as a Nike shoe. But if I
Hmm.
put it in as, like just a shoe, and then I put it to like fine, then it absorbs all falling, impact or something crazy like that.
Oh, so it gave it like a special ability or whatever.
Yeah. If you put in
Hmm.
like a watch and you put it to a rough setting, to the rough setting, then it'll it'll give you a disassembled watch. It'll just break it down. But if you put in a monkey on the coarse setting, it'll just be like a mangled monkey at the other side.
Oh.
No energy is lost. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah. Conservation of energy. Yep.
yeah, yeah, and it's like in stasis until it opens. So that's
Schrodinger's
fascinating.
monkey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. So
Till it
it's
opens with a
yeah, put
live.
in Schrodinger's cat. Yeah.
Oh my! What would happen?
Oh, put it to very fine and just the world explodes. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's a test log and it has 6 parts to it with about I don't know 6 or 7 tests in each of them. So there's a ton of tests, and they do, they put in something and they should see what happens in each of the I think 5 settings.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me give an example here. Oh God. Oh. Eh? Uh,
So
give a
wait, could you bring someone back to life? You could put someone dead and then hit fine and then move them.
It's funny you ask that because I just found one where they put in a total of 5 adult male cadavers. Um, on the rough setting, it's just a pile of human remains, and the output's described as unsettling. If you put it as coarse, it's a pile of human remains, but like very surgically cut apart. If you put it to 1 to 1, an Asian male cadaver comes out. While the original was Caucasian.
What?
Yeah. If you put it to fine, oh wow, a different SCP comes out, SCP-008, which
What?
it's a complex prion. It's some sort of crazy virus or something.
Oh my god.
And then if you put it to very fine, it's green slime.
So
That's not
pretty
the
much.
most interesting one, but yeah,
So that's what would have happened to me. I would have put in a dead body and would have gotten green slime.
yeah. Here's a cool one. If you put in a pocket watch, like I said earlier, and put it to fine, a toy clockwork train engine comes out.
Aw.
Yeah. Uh, if you put it to fine again and do it a second time, a small metal sculpture of a piano comes out. And if you do it again, a clockwork bird. And if you do it again, a miniature grandfather clock. So it's different every time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on from that. But there's like a ton of experiments done with it, which is why I did that.
Yeah, that's very versatile. That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
fun reading. So next one is SCP-231, and I'm mentioning this. It's a basic kind of like scary story about some girl like pregnant with a demon spawn, but I picked it because it reminded me of your D&D game
That
session.
is true. That is true. Yeah.
It's the same kind of plot, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, so that reminded me of that. We'll talk about it in a D&D session sometime with Brett.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, yeah. What a doozy that one was. So
Yeah, the story.
I like
I
the second half a lot though.
yeah, I had built this grand story, and then I realized that it only made sense in my own head.
Oh,
I
the
was like
creator's
that
struggle.
scientist. Yeah,
Oh, poor Benjamin.
yeah.
SCP-012. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is in the game, which is why I picked it.
Mhm.
It's a piece of handwritten musical score on this like scroll kind of looking thing, and it's called On Mount Golgotha.
Oh yeah, Golga.
Golgotha?
Yeah,
Golgotha?
yeah,
Yeah. You know what
yeah.
that is?
I know it has to do with Jesus's crucifixion. I think that's where the cross was. Right?
Oh wow, see, I'm learning something here. I didn't understand the
Yeah,
reference.
yeah.
What do you think
I
this is
think
about?
that's what it is.
It's impossible to guess what an SCP is going to be, but go ahead and
I
guess.
don't know, like music of cries and screams. I don't know.
Kind of.
Oh snap!
Well, it seems to be in like this red and black ink, and they thought it was like a berry or a natural dye, but it is human blood from like a ton of different people. And what happens is if you get near it, you hear music, and it doesn't really describe the music, but when you hear it, you're compelled to run towards it and then try to complete it with your own blood as like an ink. But it's got a
Uh,
very it's got a very spooky implementation in containment
Yeah.
breach. But I know you said you're a fan of classical music in the right mood, so maybe that'll interest you. Give it a listen. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. I will. I don't know. But no, I double checked it. That is indeed what Golgotha was.
Oh, Benjamin, the big brain on this guy.
I pulled it out, I guess, yeah.
Man, you think I'd know about it going to, holiest of holies Wesleyan?
Yeah, yeah.
But oh well. SCP-093, we got like, I don't know, 8 more.
Mhm.
So 093 is a red disc carved from a stone that looks like cinnabar. And what
Hmm.
happens is it'll go towards the nearest mirror and become like I guess like a doorway. And when you go through, you can see this like this different world. Clearly what was a civilized like inhabited world. And they perform a bunch of tests about what happened to the world because it's totally empty. And
Yeah.
you eventually start seeing these like figures rustling around in the distance, and some of our agents die. And it's an entire story about finding out what happened to this dead civilization, and it
And who's
has to
still
do
there?
with the
Yeah.
red disc. And it's got a crazy twist, and it's just fascinating seeing the story go reveal itself bit by bit, especially
Oh.
since this is one of those. I love the story kind of SCPs because you get to
Yeah.
hear about like the task force agents and what they did, and sometimes even the D class. The next one is SCP 1983, and it's another story one, and it's like a farmhouse that has these shadowy figures coming out of it, and it's like killing people. And they send a task force in, they die. They send another task force in, and then they die. Like the doors close, but the
Right.
things stop coming out. So they send a D class in, and he finds a note in the living room, and it's about how this is like a non-Euclidean structure. It goes on forever. You'll get lost, and the shadows will be around you all the time. It's really messed up, and
Oh,
it like rips out people's hearts, and then procreates using people's hearts. Like they recreate
oh my
themselves. It's
God.
really messed up. And
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell in the note he's really disturbed. He's like, Jesus Christ.
Hmm.
And
Yeah. It sounds like a sensible reaction.
yeah, and he tells a theory about how to stop it. And it goes into a lot more than that. But it's theorized that the D class that was sent in managed to kill like the source of it, and he's like a goddamn hero. And
Yeah.
it's it's
Hooray.
it's
There we go.
amazing. It's really cool because it doesn't say how he did it or if he did it at all. Even you just gotta imagine. But it's very scary. I love the story ones. That seems like
Yeah.
something you'd make, Benjamin.
Yeah. Yeah. I've thought about since I'm an aspiring novelist.
It's
Um.
revealed to the masses.
Oh, tis true. Tis true. Maybe maybe in the coming years you'll see a book out by yours
Ooh,
truly.
ooh,
But I don't know, writing a short story or write, stuff like this, that would be very I think that would be pretty fun.
oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'll inevitably think of an SCP yourself. I mean, after you read like
Oh, if I get
a
it,
couple
yeah.
hundred, it's like, geez. But yeah, if anyone was just like falling asleep while we were talking, Benjamin just dropped the bomb that he's gonna write a book someday.
Yeah, I'm already in the process of writing it currently.
I'm not gonna ask you to reveal the secrets, Benjamin. I know you were pretty specific about that, but it's fiction, right?
It's true. It is fiction.
All right, that'll be for now. We'll have a
Yes.
book episode, you said.
Yeah, we will. I will be able to I don't know. I'll have to think of what I'm willing to discuss versus not discuss because of course I
Ooh,
don't want to give away big twists and secrets.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I have a bomb to drop for you.
Ooh. Let's
I
hear
have
it.
my own idea. I have my own idea, but again, we'll wait. We'll wait till the book episode
Oh, for writing a
for a
book?
book. I probably won't ever
Oh.
follow through with it, so maybe I can like pass it on to someone um, with more passion. So, SCP-1633. This is a cool one. I thought it's a video game, right? and it has this learning artificial intelligence. But the thing is, it learns way too much. It learns how to fight the player. And I don't mean like how the player plays, I mean literally the player himself using psychological or sometimes even physical means. So at first, they're just charging at the player in a straight line shooting. Then they learn like tactics, like squad tactics. And then they begin acting glitchy to freak out the player. And then they begin to like, they psychoanalyze the player and exploit like problems with them. One of they even used like they flashed the screen using a like a flashbang kind of effect for the player character, and they did it in a pattern that gave him a seizure and put him in a catatonic state.
What?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Jesus.
So this is like the future with AI,
Yeah, but
possibly.
it's
Yeah,
modern day.
but
It's
like
just
way
they
smarter.
bragged about like, oh, check out our artificial intelligence, but then it like is seriously messing people up. Like one of the junior researchers, he was big into games, so he's like, I'm just gonna test this myself. They said it's not dangerous, and so he loves games, so he figures out some exploits to like um, to like move faster, like bunny hopping or something, stuff like that. And eventually they begin using the glitches against him, and then eventually they trap him underneath the map and just keep him there forever using a glitch. And that made him quit the game in frustration. There's another guy who killed his girlfriend. He's a D class, so he's in there, and so
Oh yeah.
he's kind of dumb, and he plays like the brute character. And what eventually, after a couple hours, he's pretty trash at the game, so it takes him a long time. But eventually, they stop fighting back, and they take like a coward, like they like kneel on the ground and put their hands up, like please don't hit me, and then they'll like he'll just start killing them, and he gets angry because they're not playing fair, and eventually they just like pile on top of him uh, to hinder his progress. And then after a long time, all of them just attack him at once with no weapons. It's really messed up. There's a couple other ones. There's one where an agent uses it and they think, hey, you know what? This might be a good way to train for counter assassination attempts and stuff. But it's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that was right up my alley.
Yeah. That would be. Sorry,
you,
is really interesting. Like,
you expect the final game to be releasing sometime soon?
yeah, I expect to receive an email after this gets out with said SCP on the file. No.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. Kind of harkens back to our robot discussion.
Yeah. Yeah. I would sentence that SCP to hard labor.
The video game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, we got like
All right.
four more. Gotta power through. This one is SCP 451. I don't know if this is a reference to the book Fahrenheit 451. Have you read
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. Read it.
Um, I don't know if this is a reference to that because I haven't read it. I know it's a sin, but it's a guy about 33 years of age,
Yeah.
and he cannot perceive other human beings. So you can like be right in front of him, waving your hand in his face, and he's like, he just totally doesn't notice. You could punch him, and he won't even react to it. And later he might go, a bruise that just appeared on my cheek in like his journal or something.
Oh my god.
And but he won't ever realize you're there, and it's really sad because he was part of the foundation, and he went missing in action after locating some artifact. But
Didn't something happen to him?
he just went back to the foundation because that's where he figured he could find like how to fix himself. Because what he thinks is the world ended or something without him, but really it's just going on all around him. I think that's why it speaks to people.
It sounds like you know what solipsism is, Alex?
I know exactly what solipsism is.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the viewers at home?
Um. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I may be thinking of the wrong thing and embarrass myself. But
I doubt it.
I think it's where you think you're the only person that exists because like you don't think anyone else actually exists out there since you can't prove it. Um, like actually, like 100% prove it, so you think you're the only person in existence.
You're You're pretty much right. Yeah, it's if you want to get like really down in the guts of it,
Technical. Yeah, yeah.
it's you can't prove that other people are thinking, feeling beings. All you know is
Right.
that you can feel and think. You can't
Yeah,
prove
I
anything
think
else.
therefore I am. Descartes.
I
Yeah.
think that's it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm embarrassing myself, but
Well,
it's the same kind of solemn feeling, you know.
yeah.
But
No, but that's like solipsism taken to SCP form. That's cool.
oh yeah, it's really messed up. Um, oh geez, yeah, you can see his journal. He keeps a journal, and there's a bunch of entries, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even the SCPs
Mess with him.
won't mess with him. He walks into 173's room, you know, the statue, and he closes his
Yeah.
eyes, and it didn't even react. So he can't even interact with SCPs.
Because they found him so adorable.
Oh,
I stamped this one adorable too.
this guy, it's just a dude.
No,
It's
I
just some
know. I
guy.
know. He's so
Poor
sad.
guy. I love.
Poor guy.
I want to help. But if you take a picture of him with the camera that we talked about, it shows him lying awake in a bunk in the sleeping quarters, surrounded by other staff members, and he looks super relieved in the
Oh.
picture.
Oh, that
It's,
like he's like woken up from this never-ending nightmare.
yeah, he's like surrounded by other people. He's just so relieved.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right, three more.
And then there were.
SCP-0. Yeah, yeah, and then
Mhm.
there are three. SCP-053, and so it's a little girl, and if you stick around her longer than 10 minutes, you become irrational, paranoid, and homicidal, and you will inevitably try to attack the little girl. And that's it. Just makes you feel bad.
So has no one succeeded yet?
Nope, they protect her. They have her contained, and
Oh,
she's in her little
yeah.
cell thing. It's she has all the coloring books she wants, all the fun stuff, but she's just got to live life separated from human beings
Cause she'll mess him
for
up.
10-minute bursts. And if you take a picture of her, it shows her riding on that unkillable lizard's back that I talked about. And the lizard is wearing a bright red hair bow and a floral dress, just like her clothing, and it has pink nail polish on its claws.
Aw.
There's also a bunch of adults around her, and
Yeah.
they aren't attacking
They're
her.
not trying to kill her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
wait, Alex. So she's met the lizard SCP.
I believe she has.
Oh, so it only works on humans.
Maybe. Let me take a
Ugh,
peek.
yeah.
I think there's a. Jeez.
I don't
Can't.
know. I'm just thinking of these questions. I'm just like, huh. I wonder.
Hmm. I know for a fact they have some interactions between her and other SCPs, but I'm not sure if
Yeah,
it's
I bet it's like
in
a
the
human thing.
document itself or if it's in like the kind of fan fiction-y section that I never read. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they have interaction.
Hmm.
All right. This one is one of my favorites, SCP-087, and
Yeah.
it's the staircase that leads down forever. It's extremely dark
Hey.
after a point in time because if the light just doesn't travel that far. And they send a couple D classes down there to find out. And there's like something down there with them. It is absolutely like a classic. It's a story SCP, and it's cool because it shows the D classes conversations with the people over the microphone, and they go on for days. Like they send them down there
Oh
with
my
like
God.
packages of food. It's really spooky, and it's really interesting to see some of these D classes react because you don't know if
Yeah.
these guys are like because they're just convicted felons. We talked about the
Hmm.
maybe they got 3 parking tickets
Yeah. In
in
Louisiana. Yeah.
Louisiana, like
And
we said. So
if there's someone listening from Louisiana that knows more about the criminal code there than we do, please
please contact
inform
us.
us. Yes,
Yes.
we would like to know.
There's going to be like 3 comments in the sections. Just drop a comment. We'll
Yeah,
give you a shout out. We love you, Louisiana.
yeah,
Yeah, fun stuff. But it's one of my favorite ones just because it
yeah,
seems like a classic horror movie.
yeah. And I love like a lot of these take these very simple ideas, but then like look at them from such an interesting point. You know?
Oh, totally, man. Totally. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
And speaking of simple, the very last one is SCP-001.
Oh,
And due to like the extremely, like this is the first SCP, there's like probably more than a dozen different propositions to what it should be. So you can read through and pick your canon, I guess. But it's all these researchers submitting their own ideas of what it should be.
Ooh.
Some of my favorite ones is regard the facility itself. The first one at the top is a sheaf of papers, and it's about 3 to 30 papers stapled together. And you read it, and it'll say an SCP. So when they first found it, it said SCP-002, and it had the document already written, like as if it's been contained. And so they're like, wow, wow, this looks crazy. Put it down, they come back to it, and it says SCP-003. And if you look away and come back to it, SCP-004, and so on and so forth. So that's like how it all started.
Oh wow.
They have a biblical reference, I think, to guarding the gates of heaven.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
they say one fascinating one is entropy itself. The fact that things degrade is an anomalous uh, thing. It's an anomaly because
Oh the
other universes don't have entropy. Only ours does because of something the SCP Foundation screwed up, and
no.
now we all degrade. I know, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. um, yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, that
uh,
is brutal.
the foundation itself, due to how many SCPs there are, surely, and how none of them have really broken out yet. Surely it's an anomalous location. Other stuff like that. Uh, I mean, there's a ton of them.
Alex, I'm seriously. I keep looking over my shoulder.
Oh no.
Oh no, Alex. What's gonna happen?
You're gonna get picked
All.
up. It doesn't show
Yeah.
it when the pictures of it are kind of funny because when it shows it grabbing a D-class personnel in the picture, it gives a little love heart, little like it's saying like, "Oh, I love you. Thanks for talking about me," and then it sucks it into its dimension.
Oh my god.
So it likes you, Benjamin. There's a ton of others. I know like
Yeah,
one
like
thing I like is
thousands.
like a 5 foot square space where if you stand in it, you gain total and absolute knowledge of a subject. So like this one miner accidentally walked into it and he submitted a patent for cold fusion the next day.
Oh my.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. But there's thousands and thousands and thousands, and it's
Holy
fascinating.
cow.
I love it.
All this creativity, Alex.
There's a ton of creativity.
Yeah.
The thumbnail for this is going to be so cool.
Ooh. Yeah.
Gonna have some Secret Saturdays, some Goosebumps in there, real nostalgia episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, you, me, and Brett should play the multiplayer version sometime.
Oh,
Heck, you should
totally.
try the single
Do it.
player, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do both. Why not?
both at the same time. You got two hands, two eyes. Am I right?
Yeah. So let's see. Um. What was the we started? So how many in total have we done?
Episodes?
No, no, no.
SCPs?
SCPs. Yeah, yeah.
About 16, give or take a couple that I mentioned
All
in
right. So
passing.
yeah, we started with the Oh yeah, the Japanese picture. Yeah.
The Hamina what?
We started with the one you sent in the group chat. The
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What SCP is that one?
SCP-173 if you want to
One
see the
seven three.
very first post.
Ah.
Really good stuff. But I'll
Yeah.
post the list for you. But I'll
Yeah.
post some links to the stuff I mentioned in the video on
Cool.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But
Thanks, Alex.
yeah, dude.
This has been amazing. I now have like what I will spend all of my free time if I'm like stuck somewhere. I need to look at stuff.
I thought this was right up your alley, Benjamin. That's why I wanted to talk about it. And it's up mine
Yeah.
too. I love scary stuff. But give the first like 100 a look. It's so cool. But for now, I think we should sign off.
Yeah.
Alex Bone.
This is Benjamin signing off if I ever come back and after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll see you guys. There's a sound in the other room. I'm gonna go investigate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
See you, everybody.